You ever notice how some numbers in racing just belong to one driver? Well, the number 8 belonged to Kyle Busch. And now Childress Racing just made a decision about that car that has the whole NASCAR world stopped in its tracks. Let me back up for a second, because if you missed the news from Thursday, the 21st of May 2026, you need to know what happened first. Kyle Busch, one of the biggest names this sport has ever seen, passed away. He was only 41 years old. He had been rushed to the hospital earlier that same day with a severe illness, and just like that, he was gone. The whole thing happened so fast that fans, drivers, and teams are still trying to wrap their heads around it. Then on Friday, May 22nd, Childress Racing made their move. And honestly, it's one of the most touching things I've ever seen a NASCAR team do. RCR announced on social media that they are officially suspending the use of the number 8 car. Starting this weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway, that car will run as the number 33 instead. And they said the 33 isn't just for this race, it's for every race going forward. Now, here's where it gets really emotional. The team didn't just retire the number and move on. They're saving it. They're holding on to it for someone very special. In their official statement, RCR said, Childress Racing has elected to suspend use of the number 8 and will run the number 33 at Charlotte Motor Speedway and beyond. Kyle Busch was instrumental in the design of RCR's stylized number 8, and it has become synonymous with Kyle and an important symbol for his fans and the NASCAR industry. Then they added the part that really hits you in the heart. No one can carry it forward to the level that he did. The number 8 is reserved and ready for Brexton Busch when he is ready to go NASCAR racing. That's right. The number 8 is being saved for Kyle's son. And here's the part that makes it even harder to talk about. Brexton just turned 11 years old. He celebrated his birthday only a few days before his dad passed away. Just imagine being that young, posting a happy birthday photo with your family, and then losing your father days later. After Kyle's death, Brexton even changed his Instagram profile picture to one of him hugging his dad. Now, if you don't know much about Brexton Busch, let me tell you, this kid is already a racer. He started behind the wheel when he was just 5 years old. By the age of 11, he has already won more than 100 races. You read that right, over 100 wins. He's a regular face in the NASCAR paddock, almost always at his dad's side on race weekends. He won at the Bandoleros event during the Cookout 225 at Florence Motor Speedway, where he led every single lap from pole position. And Brexton has been pretty clear about what he wants to do with his life. In an old interview with Charlotte Motor Speedway, the young driver said, "To make it in Cup, into the Cup Series races. My dad was racing in Cup, so I thought, oh, I should just race, then I maybe one day can be like him." That quote feels even heavier now, because that's exactly the path Kyle was preparing him for. It was always Kyle's plan to guide his son all the way up to NASCAR's top level. And now Childress Racing is saying, when that day comes, the number 8 will be waiting for him. Let's talk about why this number means so much. Kyle Busch wasn't just handed the number 8 when he joined RCR back in 2023. He actually helped design the look of that stylized 8 himself. Over the years, that car became part of who he was. Fans saw the 8, and they thought of Kyle. Rowdy Nation, his loyal fan base, lived and breathed for that car. So for RCR to lock it away until Kyle's own son can take the wheel, that's about as personal as it gets in this sport. Here's something worth pointing out. This kind of move is rare in NASCAR. Think back to 2001, when Dale Earnhardt died at the Daytona 500. RCR immediately pulled the number 3 out of the Cup Series. They rebranded the team as the number 29 for Kevin Harvick, and the number 3 sat on the shelf in the Cup Series for 13 long years. It didn't come back until 2014, when Childress's own grandson, Austin Dillon, was ready to bring it back. So when RCR says they're holding the 8 for Brexton, they really mean it. They have done this before, and they know how to honor a legend properly. 25 years after losing Dale Earnhardt Sr., Childress Racing is once again navigating a huge loss, but this time, the number is being held for family from the very start. Let me remind you just how massive Kyle's career was. He was in his 22nd season in the Cup Series. He racked up 63 Cup Series wins, which is more than almost anyone in the modern era. He also won 102 races in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series and another 69 victories in the Craftsman Truck Series, 2 Cup Series championships, with his second one coming back in 2019. He was already a first-ballot Hall of Famer the moment he stepped into that number 8 with RCR in 2023. His path to RCR was a story all on its own. Kyle left Joe Gibbs Racing in September of 2022 after 15 long seasons there. He switched from Toyota to Chevrolet, took over the number 8 from Tyler Reddick, and then went out and won in just his second race at Auto Club Speedway. He led 27 laps that day and won by 3 seconds. It was his 19th season in a row visiting Victory Lane. The man was simply built different. The reaction from fans has been pretty incredible. Across social media, NASCAR fans are calling RCR's move classy and full of class. Rowdy Nation seems deeply touched that the team is honoring Kyle in such a meaningful way. A flag was even raised in honor of Kyle outside Charlotte Motor Speedway. And down at Daytona International Speedway, fans set up a small memorial in front of the Tours building. The whole sport returned to the track on Friday under a cloud of grief. When you really think about it, this isn't just a number change. RCR didn't just pick 33 and move on. They created a bridge. The number 8 will sit quietly, waiting, for as long as it takes. And one day, hopefully years from now, an older Brexton Busch will walk into Welcome, North Carolina, climb into a car with his dad's number on the door, and pick up exactly where Kyle left off. There's a photo that's been going around this week. It's from 2021 at Pocono Raceway. Kyle had just won the race, and he's tossing little Brexton up into the air in Victory Lane. Both of them are smiling. Both of them are happy. Looking at that picture now, knowing what we know, it hits very different. And that's exactly what makes RCR's decision so powerful. The number 8 isn't gone. It's just waiting for the next Busch to come along. Our deepest condolences continue to go out to Kyle's wife Samantha, to little Brexton, to his daughter Lennox, and to the entire Busch family during this heartbreaking time. You can already feel the weight of this weekend coming. The Coca-Cola 600 is one of the longest, toughest races on the entire NASCAR calendar. 600 grueling miles under the lights at Charlotte. And now it's going to be raced without Kyle Busch for the first time in over 2 decades. Drivers will line up Sunday night knowing one of their own is missing. Fans in the stands will look toward pit road and see that number 33 where the number 8 used to sit, and it's going to hit hard. Expect helmet tributes, decals on cars, moments of silence, and maybe a few tears in Victory Lane no matter who wins, because this isn't just another race weekend anymore. This is the first race of a new chapter, one where NASCAR has to learn how to keep going without one of the loudest, boldest, most talented drivers it has ever produced. And somewhere in the garage, that empty number 8 is already speaking louder than any engine on the track.